Well, first of all, I thought this was so over the top by Stephon Marbury. Second of all, Skip, LeBron does belong in the category by himself because he's not like Michael. LeBron did not model or build his game after Michael. That's what Kobe did. Now, you can make the case that he did take 23 because Michael Jordan was an idol of his. But his game reminds no one of Michael Jordan. He doesn't try to score the basketball like Michael does. His game is more Magic Johnson 3.0, not 2.0, 3.0. We've never seen a guy be this good, this long in the history of basketball. We have not, Skip. And you look at what he's done, he's going to be a 13-time first-team All-NBA. Michael Jordan had 14. He will be 16-time All-NBA in 17 seasons. Michael Jordan had 11. Skip, Michael won 6 championships over 8-year span, but he took time off in between. LeBron went to 8 straight, and it's wishful thinking to say, well, he would have, but we never know. We thought it was going to be a foregone conclusion that the Warriors were going to win 3 straight. And then a funny thing happened on the way to that third one. KD tore his Achilles. Klay Thompson ruptured his knee. So we don't know. It's easy to say, yeah, they would have yada, yada, yada. But we can't definitively say. That's the one thing we love about sports, Skip, is that you have to prove it in said arena, be it the pool, be it the tennis court, the basketball court, the football field, the diamond. It does not matter. You have to play, and you don't play on, man, look how many they won. If he'd have came back or they hadn't to trade that guy, this would have happened. We'll never know. But for him to say, no, it's not. No, it is not. And it's almost like if someone says that LeBron is better than Michael, oh, you're a Jordan hater. But what about when someone says Jordan is better? Nobody says, well, if you're better than LeBron, you're LeBron hater. Why can't people have their conclusion? Well, once they watch this documentary, well, if this documentary is what you needed, because guess what, Skip? LeBron, I'm sure 20 years from now, put out a documentary, and all these young people will say, well, LeBron was the best. But therein lies the problem that I've been trying to tell you, Skip Bayless. See, Stephon Marbury says, once we see this documentary, oh, it's going to be a foregone conclusion. Well, I sure wish we could see that documentary about Kareem in college. Then it would be a foregone conclusion. There would be no doubt. But that's neither here nor there. I disagree with Stephon Marbury. He's entitled to his opinion. I got no problem with that. But to try to make it seem like Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan and LeBron James is somehow Sam Bowie or Michael Olowokandi, he's sadly mistaken.
Shannon Sharp. Stephon Marbury just said what I've been trying to explain to you for 4 years here on Undisputed. There's Michael Jordan way up here in some other galaxy, and then there's all the rest down here. And you can argue all the rest all you want to argue, but there's just one guy up there, and the one guy isn't even in the debate down here on Earth. Because as Stephon concluded, Jordan is not from Earth. I'm going to repeat that. Jordan is not from Earth. There's never been anything like him. And I loved what Stephon said because he gets it. He knows, he saw it, he experienced it firsthand. When Stephon was a rookie and in his second year, he played against Jordan in Chicago 4 times, and he watched Jordan average 32 a game in those 4 games, while Stephon, who was also called Starberry, averaged 32 to 13. Also in his career, 13 years in the NBA, Stephon played the Cavaliers 12 times while LeBron was a Cavalier, and he played the, 28 times he played the Lakers while Kobe was still a Laker. So Stephon was saying, look, if you want to argue Kobe, LeBron, he said, I'll take Kobe over LeBron. Well, so will I. I've told you that from the start. But he said, then you can talk about Shaq and Bill Russell and Kareem. And he said, all those guys, how did he put it? That those guys are different specimens on earth that played the game. but somebody had to give them all the basketball to do what they did, all the big guys. Jordan got the ball, and that was it. It was over. So he's saying all the tall guys were freakishly tall, and they were really great at what they did. And then he said nice things about LeBron. He said, don't get me wrong, great player, unbelievable, amazing, but better than Michael Jordan? It's not even the same. That's what I've been trying to tell you, that just on killer will and mental toughness and all-time clutchness and supreme basketball athleticism, there's just never been anything remotely like Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And I agree with what Steph said. He was laughing when he said it, but he said, the crazy part about all this is that now everybody is home, so nobody can go anywhere. And all the kids are going to have to watch this documentary, and they're going to be like, damn, this is crazy. Yeah, that's what they're going to be like. And so he concludes, so it's kind of like it's going to mess things up for guys like LeBron. Yeah, it's going to, because all those billions of young blind witnesses out there are going to have their eyes opened by this documentary, because they probably don't really grasp what Jordan was in his prime years as a Chicago Bull. I was there. I was around the team writing columns for the Chicago Tribune through the 1998 season, his final in the Bulls run. And Shannon, every night I watched every game that he played, and I would say, man, I don't think I've ever seen that before. And as all the Bulls continue to tell me, Michael Jordan was the ultimate, as they called it, bailout guy. At the end of the shot clock, when in doubt, just give it to 23, and he's going to make something happen. He's going to make a shot where you'd say, how did he do that? I don't know. He's just way better than anybody's ever been. He's the rarest. He's extraordinary. He's not from Earth. So I appreciate the fact that a guy who played against Jordan and then against LeBron and against Kobe would just step back and say, what are you talking about? We shouldn't even be having this conversation. If you want to do Kobe versus LeBron, that's fine. If you want to argue the merits of all the big guys, that's fine. But he said, there's only one Michael Jordan, and he should be disqualified from even being in this conversation because he's just better than all the rest.
Well, Skip, the thing is that LeBron James' game is so unlike anybody that we've seen. The simple fact that Michael was a scorer. Michael tried to impose his will. Michael tried to break your back by dropping 35, 40, 50 on you. LeBron says, I'm perfectly fine scoring 25, but doling out somewhere between 8 and 10 assists and grabbing 10 rebounds. He says, not only do I want to eat at the party, I want everybody else to eat also. Michael could care less if anybody else. Michael would have 50 and 4 assists. That's not LeBron's game. LeBron's game is about facilitating for others. Can he score? 27 points a night for a career says that he can score. But when you bump that up and you start looking at the assist total, there's no one that's going to have that high scoring average. Now, Oscar would have more assists, but he didn't score as well as LeBron, and he didn't play as long as LeBron. I get it about the big guys. Look, for me, Skip, I removed from when it comes to offense, I removed Wilt Chamberlain from the discussion because it's unfair. Wilt averaged 40 points a game for 515 straight games. So let that sink in. How long is 515? Put that into 80. If you play 82 games, how many is 515? Okay, so I removed him when it comes to offensive basketball. But when we look at LeBron and what he's been able to do, Skip, you said Michael Jordan is most athletic. Michael Jordan more athletic than LeBron? I would vehemently disagree with that.
Are you kidding? Don't even start.
Skip, you better stop playing.
LeBron, who's never even tried a dunk contest? He doesn't have that kind of athletic ability. I'm talking about the gymnastic hang time. This is Air Jordan. We're not talking about Air LeBron.
Skip, that's creativity. That has nothing to do with athleticism. His ability, Skip, and I granted, Michael Jordan made more all defensive teams, but he couldn't guard 1 through 5 like LeBron could in his prime. He was basically relegated to point and twos. But you remember in the first finals, in that first game, they lost the 91 final. They lost to Magic. Magic put a triple dub on Jordan's head. It was when Scottie Pippen, the next game, Scottie Pippen picked up Magic 94 feet. Magic was kind of old, him hamstring, because people don't realize, Skip, Magic went to 9 finals in 12 seasons. So to say, oh, Magic was still in his prime, there's a difference between 9 finals and 12 years, 31, and then someone that didn't go to but 1 final being 31. That's a whole different ball game. But this notion that Michael Jordan is from some far, far away land and LeBron James can't even see that, I vehemently disagree, Skip. If you want to argue and say Michael is better than LeBron, okay, we can have that debate. But here's the debate, Skip. Unless you have studied Michael and LeBron, unless you watch both of their careers in totality, you chiming in? Because if fans need this documentary to sway them, well, you missed the entire point. You missed the entire point. I don't need the documentary. You know why? Because I was old enough. I remember when Michael Jordan took that shot in New Orleans in '82. I remember when he got drafted, and I remember his shot when he played and walked up the court in D.C. Skip, for me, I'm still going with the GOAT. I'm going to watch every second of this documentary because I'm not really looking for the games. I'm looking for behind the scenes, Skip. It's kind of like the documentary.